I've been listening to your recordings. The law of attraction has been very helpful. On your recordings, there's a lot of questions asked. I just wanted to know your thoughts on like natural disasters and people being co-creators in that, and how is that possible?
Well, that particularly is a big subject, because when you see something happen where a lot of people are involved, the question that comes up from most people who are dabbling in the idea of being the creator of one's own reality is, how would that happen? How could all of those people create so similarly and be involved in something like that? And the beginning of our answer is never very well received by most people, but we must give it to you anyway. No one ever experiences anything that they're not a vibrational match to. So then the next question is, well, why would somebody be a vibrational match to a disaster or something that they clearly do not want? And we say, why would someone be a vibrational match to cancer? Why would someone be a vibrational match to anything they don't want? They have somehow, some way learned to offer a vibration that has the same vibrational essence of that. It's such an interesting thing to watch the people of your world, especially those who are mentoring children, as you believe that in order to protect them from what they do not want, you must bring into full view of them all that they do not want. Jerry and Esther were in Buffalo a few years ago, and Esther turned on the television, and there was a news broadcast that was talking about the school there and how they were having a week-long educational program on drunk driving. And so they started the week out by bringing a lot of bloodied, broken cars and putting them in the field house for all of the children to walk around. And they were to look at all of the pieces of people that were sort of scraped around in all of these cars. They were given vivid pictures of what happened to them. And then every hour the phone would ring, and one of the students was taken from the classroom and escorted to the auditorium and marked with a card that said dead. We prefer the word croak, and that student was then not allowed to go back to school. And then the other students were asked to write memorial services. The parents were asked to plan a funeral. In other words, these people decided that they wanted to really bring home the feeling of drinking and driving and dying. And as Jerry and Esther watched it, they could not believe what they were seeing, because they know that when you cause someone to look at something for a short period of time and you activate the vibration of it within them, that they are more susceptible to the thing that they do not want. You don't create things that you want, you create things that you give your attention to, whether you want them or not, you see. Now there's another piece of this that's particularly important, and that is, we don't want you to ever assume, because it is absolutely not so, that you get disconnected and then you die. The death experience is the full connection. It's coming back into who you really are. And so while it is so that a person lives life and wants something and doesn't allow it, and lives life and wants it more and doesn't allow it, and lives life and wants it more and doesn't allow it, under those extreme conditions of split energy, then their body breaks down or they get run over by a truck. In other words, it is true that it is that contradictory energy that usually is at the root of those things that happen. But the death experience is the ultimate calling back into alignment. It's the ultimate letting go of the oars and releasing into pure positive energy. And you know, there are a lot of people, and you can't pick them out necessarily by looking at them, who have lived so much life and wanted so much and haven't been able to figure out how to get to where they want to be. And so their desire for freedom and release of all of this that's weighing heavy on them is so powerful that they literally orchestrate being at the right time and the right place in order to bring it about in a way that is. And when you think about it, the majority of people who die in those experiences are very sensitive people people who are unhappy with the way they're feeling in their world, and they are also so insecure. They don't want to trouble anybody. They don't want to make a problem for anybody. They don't want to leave a mess for anybody. In other words, there's all kinds of things that through time they've been putting in their vibrational escrow. Nothing that happens to anybody, no matter what it is wrong or unjust or unfair or inappropriate given the vibration that they are offering. Nothing is destiny either, in the sense that someone else is orchestrating it for you, or in the sense that you orchestrated it for yourself at another time. You are absolutely the creator of your experience, and everything that happens, no matter what it is always some version of your vibrational relationship between who you have really become and who you're letting yourself be. So a person might be in one of those buildings when the airplane crashes into it because they are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and they are satisfied with the life that they've lived, and they've been looking forward to what's coming next, and so they make their death transition because they are already in alignment and it's the next logical step. Somebody else might have their death experience because they are so distraught, they are so disconnected, they're not listening to their guidance. How many people didn't even show up for work that day? Do you know what the population of that building usually is? And do you know what a small percentage of them were actually there? In other words, all kinds of people were getting intuitive readings on what to do. And if you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you are determined that you're going to be at a place, and that place is not a vibrational rendezvous that you want to make, the fairies of the universe will orchestrate traffic jams for you. Your ride won't show up, your telephone won't work. All kinds of things happen in order to assist you in living the life that you're wanting to live. We know that maybe this isn't very convincing, but we've just got to say it to you the way that it is. Nobody gets anything that is different from what they're offering vibrationally. And this entire body of work is about people deliberately understanding what they're vibrating so that they can control the conditions that are manifesting. It's always true. What I think and what I feel and what manifests always matches every single time. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd be launching rockets of desire, and we'd be thinking about what we want and why we want it, and we'd be tuning ourselves into vibrational alignment with the well-being that you want and deserve. And we would understand that there is no such thing as chance, there's no such thing as fate, there's no such thing as being at the wrong place at the wrong time. There is only universal response to your vibrational offering every time, no exceptions.